You're welcome.
You may call your next witness, Mr. McClelland.
Judge, State of Indiana would call Ethan Drang, please.
Witness sworn.
Will you state your name, please?
Ethan Drang.
Mr. Drang, you don't need to lean into the microphone. It doesn't amplify for us. We just ask you to use your best outside voice so that everybody can hear you. Fair enough?
Okay.
All right. Will you spell your last name for me, please?
Drang.
And Mr. Drang, were you once employed with the Department of Correction?
I was.
And which facility were you employed in?
Westville Correctional Facility.
And how long were you employed there?
I'd say about 2.5 years.
And before being employed with the Department of Corrections, did you go through any special schooling or training to become a correctional officer?
I went through the Indiana Department of Corrections training.
And what shift within the Westville facility did you work?
It was called H Group.
And what facility within that, or what unit within the facility did you work?
I worked all over the facility.
Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Richard Allen?
I am.
How do you know Richard Allen?
He was an inmate at Westville Correctional Facility.
And did you interact with him while he was at the facility?
Yeah.
And tell me about that interaction.
He was placed on suicide watch and they placed an officer there to do that watch.
Tell me what that when you're on suicide watch. What does that entail, or what do you have to do?
Just sit in front of his cell door and supervise him, take notes, it's really a log, and log all the events that would occur throughout the day, whatever he's doing, whether he spoke to me, whatever he's doing, if he's sleeping, just kind of like put a 15-minute update log on there.
And why do you fill out those logs?
They're just state logs. That was my post for the day, and I was just completing my duties.
Were you ordered to do that?
I was.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as States Exhibits 293. Are you familiar with this document?
I am.
And what is this document called?
The Suicide Companion Watch Report.
And is this a Suicide Companion Watch report that you filled out?
It is.
How do you know that?
My name is on there and so are my initials.
And where are your initials on the document?
Initials ED.
And on the left side of the document, does it give you a date and time?
It does, April 5th, 23.
And would this document accurately reflect what you observed when you were on watch for Richard Allen?
Yes, sir.
Judge, the state would move to admit what's been marked as States Exhibit 292. Please, or 293, I'm sorry. States Exhibit 293 offered.
Objection. Relevance. I don't know what.
How's it relevant?
Just, it has admissions by Mr. Allen within this document.
I'll show 293 admitted over objection, then.
And, Judge, would ask to publish the same to the jury.
You may. You may proceed, Mr. McClelland.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Drang, are these sheets made in real time?
Yes, sir.
And so are you writing down what Mr. Allen is doing, and what Mr. Allen is saying when he does it?
Yes.
So it's not a situation where you're observing in the cell and going back and making a report later, is it?
No, I was sitting outside of his cell and then writing down whatever occurred.
So I want to draw your attention to this Suicide Companion Watch report. What is the date of this report?
April 5th, 23.
And what time do you start observing Mr. Allen on that day?
6 a.m. at shift change.
And I want to draw your attention to around 8:46 a.m. that day. Did you hear Mr. Allen make a statement?
The asking me if I wanted to take his Bible.
I want to draw your attention to April 5th of 2023 at 8:46 a.m. What did?
Oh. I think coming to prison cured my depression and anxiety. It allowed me to find God. Do you want my Bible?
And then, what occurred later on that day, on the second page, at 9:52 a.m.?
He slipped a yellow envelope with a request slip inside under the door. Request slip stated that he wanted to confess for killing Abby and Libby. He also stated he hopes he can apologize to the families.
Now, is that something he told you or something you read on the slip?
That was something I read on the slip.
Did you hear him make other confessions?
Not to my knowledge.
How long did you observe Richard Allen while he was in that unit?
Like over time?
Correct.
Since he got to Westville and then up until I quit.
And did you observe him on a consistent basis, meaning every time you worked the shift?
Yes, sir.
And how long, what periods of time did you observe him during the shifts?
We split them up between 4 hours each person, depending on how many officers we had throughout the day.
And through your training and experience as a correction officer, do you go through any kind of training or education to recognize someone dealing with a mental health issue?
I'm no mental health professional, but we do get a bit of training on when it comes down to like mental health or if someone is feeling a certain type of way, almost like a de-escalation tactic.
So tell me about that training. Do you learn to observe signs of someone suffering from a mental health issue?
No.
Do you have any training to determine when someone is faking a mental health illness?
No.
And is Richard Allen in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Can you identify him, please?
He's in the khakis and the plaid shirt.
Judge, will you let the record so reflect?
The record will so reflect.
I don't have any other questions, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Rossi.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Drang, you don't work at the DOC anymore?
No. It's just Ethan Drang now.
Mr. Drang, April 5th, 2023, is the date this log sheet was completed, right?
Yes, sir.
And at 7:19, 7:21, 7:25 in the morning, Mr. Allen is crying?
Yes.
He's screaming?
Yes.
From a mental health standpoint, he was in a pretty bad way, wasn't he?
I'm no mental health professional, I can't determine that.
Okay, but his emotions were shifting rapidly, weren't they?
He was emotional that day, I'd say so.
In fact, he told you he kind of liked it in the WCU, right?
That's what I wrote.
All right, that's strange in and of itself, isn't it? Somebody would like it in that place.
To each their own.
There's not much in that place that's likable, is there?
I can't speak for everybody.
Well, you work there, right?
I worked there, yes.
Some of the employees leave there depressed, don't they?
Like I said, I can't speak for everybody.
And then he says it's the prison system that cured his depression, right?
Where was that at?
8:46 a.m.
Yeah, he said, I think coming to prison cured my depression and anxiety.
He wasn't getting any treatment in there, was he?
He was able to speak with mental health daily.
Yeah, the mental health provider comes by the door of his cell and asks him how he's doing, don't they?
We would pull him out and he'd get to speak to Dr. Walla himself.
Yeah, once a week maybe.
It was offered a lot, actually. I can't really recall how many times, but it was offered plenty of times.
Took him down the hallway?
Yeah.
Put him in a cage?
Yeah.
And let him talk to his doctor?
Yes, sir.
That's where the therapy goes on in there, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
It's a cage, isn't it?
He's behind a cage door, yes.
And on this day, he slipped a letter under the door, right? An envelope? May I approach?
You may.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
This look like it.
Yeah.
Says he wants to. This is State's Exhibit 292, right?
What is the date on that?
Well, there is no date on it.
Okay.
There's a handwritten note with a date on here.
Okay.
Of March 15th, 2023.
Yeah, that's what I recall.
This is what you saw, right? I hope I get the opportunity to tell the victims I'm sorry, the families I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down here.
The inmates in there get mental health codes?
Yes.
What was his code?
I'm not sure on all that.
Okay. You know anything about his mental health history when you were in there?
I do not know.
Nobody educated you about that?
No, sir.
I don't have anything further.
Mr. Drang, Mr. Rossi asked you if he was suffering from a mental health or mentioned that. Do you have any training to recognize whether or not someone is suffering from a mental health episode?
No, I do not.
The training and experience that you talk about when you become a correctional officer to talk about mental health triggers, is that something you learned in that class?
Yes. That'd be like receiving phone calls from their families and then whether they just skip out on a meal because they're upset that they're not at home, stuff along those lines. I'm not, like I said, I'm no mental health professional.
Any of those triggers that you learned about in that class, did you see any of those when you observed Richard Allen?
Yes.
Okay. Which ones did you see?
When he would be on the phone with his wife or coming back from anywhere, just being outside the cell and going back in the cell, there'd be a trigger there.
What would be the trigger?
Just going back into the cell. I'm not really sure, I'm not a mental health professional, I'm sorry.
I don't have any other questions, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Rossi.
So something as simple as walking outside of the door and then back into the cell triggered these symptoms?
Yeah, sure.
Pretty fragile, wasn't it?
By fragile, what do you mean?
Mental, from a mental health standpoint.
I can't answer that.
I have nothing further.
Does anybody on the jury have any questions for Mr. Drang? Anybody else? Would counsel approach?
Sidebar conference conducted.
Were there contents in the yellow envelope slid under the door on April 5, 23 at 8:05 a.m. as noted on your log?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
What did the contents say? What were they, if anything? So this can depends on what his answer is. It says, were they contents? If he says no, then I don't. Next question.
No objection.
That it.
No, that's it.
Sidebar conference concluded.
Sir, were there contents in the yellow envelope he slid under the door on April 5, 23 at 8:05 a.m. as noted in your log?
Yes, there were.
Any response?
No, Your Honor.
Or any follow-up? I'm sorry, any follow-up?
No.
Okay. What were the contents? What were they, if anything?
The contents would be a request slip. The request slip, it was almost like a mailing system. They'd be able to send it out through the mail and that request slip could go to whoever they designated it to go to.
Any follow-up, Mr. McClelland?
The contents of that envelope, the request slip that you testified about, I don't know where the actual exhibit went, but states, is this the contents of the envelope?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What are you showing him? 292?
292, but I don't know where states exhibit 292 went. I guess what I would ask the court is to remark this as 292.
You may. It may have gotten into the packet that the jury had, I don't know, but we can.
May have, Judge.
We can remarque it, that's fine, that's not a problem, 'cause it was admitted without objection.
It was, Judge, and I don't know what.
I don't think maybe I took it. Sorry. No, This one's stapled to my exhibit.
So let me do this a little cleaner. I'm gonna show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 292. Is that what was in the manila envelope that Mr. Allen shoved under the door on April 5th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's the contents of the envelope?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Mr. Rossi.
292 has a note here in the top right corner, doesn't it?
Yes.
What's that say?
Does it say reviewed?
Received maybe?
Yeah, that was not on top of the request when that was under the door.
It's got a date there? What's the date there?
March 5th, 23.
March 5th, 2023, right?
Yes.
11:47.
Yeah.
You received this letter from Mr. Allen on April 5th, didn't you?
Yeah, April 5th.
That's what the log sheet says.
Yeah. I just had to count it, sorry.
There's no way Gallipo could have had this on March 5th, is there? It didn't exist.
That was in my yellow, like I have no more answers, I'm sorry.
Can't explain it, can you?
No.
He doesn't work for the DOC anymore, does he?
Judge, objection.
I don't know, sir. I am not sure.
Sustained.
Nothing further.
Thank you, Mr. Drang. You may step down.
Thank you.
You may call your next witness.